I believe. Did you check the stream, Brother Kushan? Because on mine it's showing it's rolling. Okay. It's on?
Yep.
That's because it's rolling.
All right. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, we're going to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Makabudash.
Double honors to the elders and the apostles of great millstone we will, and salutations to the hopeful elect brothers out there pushing this truth. Shalom to the speckled birds, the brothers and the sisters listening across the four corners of the globe. You know, because we have this pending time and the soon JT coming about us. You know, when we're preparing for that day. All right, shalom, shalom. All right, we're just going to go into how the little hats, the tiny tops, the Jewish people are destroying Western civilizations and their sovereignty. All right, and East starting to feel it. You know, so that they can bring about their world domination, their NWO, and dominance, and presenting themselves as the people of the Lord as they try to control Western civilization, man. All right?
You know, Neuro 47, he went to the G7 summit, you know, which is a conglomerate of the different nations that are in cahoots with each other. And he basically went there, you know, that Daniel 7 spirit, or Daniel 2, is a little more stout than his fellow. You know, and he said, basically, I'm in charge. You know, we understand that these small hats at the very top are controlling, you know, the way these countries and these courses are going.
Yeah, because what was the Trump saying? He's faking the phone, talking about everybody hates Benjamin Milkowski, but you're still in pocket according to them, man. All right, you still have lobbyists in the White House, man, and everybody's starting to smell what's cooking in the kitchen, man. They're starting to smell the shit that's going on in the kitchen, man, and something's not right, man. All right, what did that one guy, that one Porter, go to every last one of those different politicians and say, America first or Israel first? All right, and not one of them answered. And when they did, they said Israel first.
Uh-huh. Which also shows they're coming to the part of the Egyptian against Egyptian. Because now you have those that are sitting in that office talking about, well, I thought it was America first. So what are we now? So now you're going to see that great divide, which we're seeing right now. What is that? What is that? Egyptian shall be set. Well, Egyptian against Egyptian. Can brother get that for me? Oh, you already got to go ahead and get that, bro.
God, this is Isaiah 19:2. It says, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor.
So that's letting you know that these Edomites are about to fight each other. This is nothing new, because when you think about it, Esau's always been fighting, you know, his brothers and whatnot. Because you think about most the Russians, and you think about these Jewish people, the tiny top, these are still Edomites. You got the higher echelon and you got the lower life. So now you're about to start really seeing them being divided. And also to give me that too, when it talks about a house divided, it'll fall. Baba Kushan. Because this is a time that we're in, and this is what we're seeing. I know the brother's going into another article and whatnot, but these are the things that we're seeing right now.
This is Matthew 12 and 25. It says, "In Yahushua knew their thoughts, and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand."
Exactly. So what are we seeing now? We're seeing the downfall of Esau Edom. You know, we're seeing it being torn apart little by little. The thoughts are coming into their mind where they're looking at each other's side eye like, man, look, you keep this up, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be smoke in the city. And that's what we're coming into, that great divide between Esau and these other Edomites. So it's going to be blood in the streets, to say, real soon, you know?
What this brothers going into as well is like you know, these world leaders, you know, there's gonna be these tensions and these breaking points, and they're gonna ultimately waiting for that next major psyop, man. You know, we're waiting for that next major black swan event so that they can usher in, you know, the persecution of the men of the Lord, you know, and ultimately get that NWO, you know, heightened. You know, they're gonna do like an order ab KO, you know, and ultimately with the intention to get all you Jakes, you know, hemmed up. This is Psalms chapter 55 and verse 21, it says, the word of his mouth was smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. You know, they out there having conversations, having certain, you know, things on the media. Most of the things that actually move this NWO further are the things that's just completely hidden. You know, these devils are creating infrastructures and they're setting up different laws and ultimately different statutes in ways that we can't see. We don't see 6G towers in the middle of New York City. We don't see a 6G tower in the middle of Phoenix. You know, we don't see these data centers. They're way off, tucked out in you know, parts of a state that in rural areas. You know, you don't really understand the depth of it. The Elder Kassad goes into it a lot of how, you know, he sees these data centers and there's so many computers and it's going so far back that it's like on some futuristic Star Wars shit. You know, but we can't see these things just in our daily dues. You know, and that proves to the, you know, what the scriptures say about the Lord, you know, the Lord shall come as a thief in the night, man. You know, everybody thinking that, you know, shit's sweet, but this devil's literally laying down that infrastructure. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. And looking like the Trojan horse.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Somebody had to build the Trojan horse. You know, somebody had to set it up. Somebody had to wheel it there. Somebody had to talk to somebody to let the Trojan horse into the gate. And once night fell, everybody was fucking dead. True. You know, and that's what this devil's doing right now. You know, he's laying down that infrastructure. That Trojan horse is gonna ultimately catch all these people sleeping, man.
And those that are, you know, say that they're awake, you know, not really understanding what this is really going to happen. So, you know, when you sit back and you watch, you know, you got your TikTok, you got your social media, and you got a lot of people, these Edomites are barking about these things, but nothing's being done about it. In other words, you know, there are people that are still sleeping. They're like, well, it's not messing with me now, so why should I care? But you're going to care real soon. Because what this devil's about to push, which comes also into the MOTB, Revelation 13, verse 16 and 17. It's gonna be that net. It's gonna grab a whole lot of people that's gonna get snatched up in it. There's gonna be a lot of fighting even over that. Now at the end of the day, we always tell you what it is. The RFID microchip, it is what it is, regardless of what these other people are saying. And the funny thing about that too, is you got these Christians out here that are saying what the MOTB is. And even telling their people, you know, not to take it. Does that mean they're gonna be saved if they don't? No, because they're heathens and whatever else. But the situation is, these are the things that are about to come. These are things that Esau Edom is pushing. And the brother brought out in Psalm, it was sword behind his back, but war was in his heart. Yeah. See, what does he tell you? He comes on the thing. He gives you smooth words. He tells you things that make you calm down, so you're not going to be in a array right now.
So I didn't mean to cut you on. I'm saying I got it.
Calm. Go ahead.
It's you know, just kind of going into the spirit what you were saying. You know how these devils are, you know, moving and you know what they're doing. This is Elder Yashawama brought this out, you know, a couple of days ago in his live. This is 2nd Ezra 9 and 3 in the GNT. It says there will be earthquakes, national rebellions, international intrigues, unstable leaders, and confused rulers. You know, these devils are like walking around with chickens with their heads cut off because they understand that, you know, that you know, ultimately the elect is being gathered. They understand that their end is coming very soon. And like with the elder brother Lahab was saying when we started out the video, man, how they really ushering that in, man. Yeah. You know, and it's right under the nose of a lot of people.
Right.
This is Proverbs 29, or it's a lot.
Also, too, while he's looking for a scripture, 2nd Ezra. This is what's about to break off. 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter.
That's right.
Matter of fact, let me see if I have it. Bear with me just for a minute, because I want to read 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and 15, because these are the things that are about to happen, which also goes into Jeremiah 30 and 7. So you got to see from what these devils are doing from the top and the trickle-down effect. This is going to be 2nd Ezra, and bear with me because I got to get it. Sometimes things going slow. Verse 15, these are things that are about to happen on a grand scale, plus Jeremiah 30 and 7, which is Jacob's trouble. Okay, here it is. This is 2nd Ezra 15 and 15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hand. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. So basically, we're coming to a time where it's going to be straight anarchy. And this is going to happen to everybody on the bottom of the pole. Let me say the bottom, you know, on the bottom. Because see, the higher elites, when things start popping out, they're going to be gone. They're going to be in their bunkers watching all this stuff unfold. So all the stuff from the top that they've done, the data centers, the MOTV, all the way down. This is things that are about to hit you Babylonians out here. You know, also going into Jeremiah 30:7, we keep bringing this out to warn Israel. This is what's going to happen. The brother said a while earlier. He said, what? At the end of the day, yeah, these devils are doing all this, but technically it's to come after you jakes.
Yep.
At the end of the day. No.
Here's the scripture I wanted. This is Proverbs 21:1. It says, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. So ultimately, the Lord is, stirring up the minds of these leaders, and ultimately these elites to bring in this infrastructure to, for that new world order.
Mm-hmm.
I got one. This is 2nd Esdras 13:31 in the GNT. They will begin to make war against one another, city against city, region against region, and nation against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. When that happens, the signs I told you about earlier will take place. And then I will reveal my son, whom you saw as a man coming out of the sea. Because it's getting closer to the time of Yahushua making his arrival.
Mm-hmm.
What did he say? What will I if it be already
Kindled?
I'm like, yeah, man, I'm ready for it to already be started when I get there. So the Lord already is allowing this devil to bring about further destruction. Like what did the elders say yesterday? The harbinger of death, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's a reason why the Lord unleashed the border of wickedness, man. Can somebody get that? What is it? Proverbs 6? Did you read the 16? He created the evil. He created the wicked for the day of evil.
For the day of evil.
You know, because that's the reason why Esau has a job to do, man.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yeah, it's a pain in the ass dealing with Eve, but for the bigger picture of things, we understand why this man was created, man.
Well, he was created to bring death, and so he's the sword of Yahweh. The sword. He's that. What is it on the left hand? He's the sword. What's that? Isn't that in Psalms?
Yeah.
And tell me he's the sword. He's gonna be that. Yeah. He's gonna be that death instrument. Which he always has been.
This Proverbs 16:4 says, the Lord Yahweh has made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked in the day of evil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we're in the day of evil. This definitely. Hey man, you look around. You ask somebody. If they're in complete denial, they'll be like, "Well, things aren't so bad." But the average person will be like, "Yeah, shit sucks." So clearly, we're not in the kingdom of heaven. All right.
That's right.
Clearly, if we're not in the day of evil, the day of evil is on its way, man.
That's right.
Yeah.
So Esau's still around. He's still doing his job. He's mucking shit up. He's actually the man that's in charge, man. And y'all don't want to. Then should that man of sin be revealed? Man. Why is everybody saying like, "Damn, this man is the fucking devil"? He's a deceiver. And that's funny, because people actually, the spirit's going out there because people know what the word devil means via, Coin, GMS, and like-minded camps, all right? Because you see, that's all this motherfucker does. He lies.
Yeah. As soon as, what does the scripture say? As soon as he's born, he speaks lies.
Yeah.
If his lips are moving, he lying.
Yeah. Right. That old serpent, the devil, man. This is the same goddamn lying motherfucker from the beginning.
Yeah.
Bro.
I got one. This is Revelation 12:12. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. He's going to come down with that great wrath, that fierce anger.
Mm-hmm.
And a person that is in a, extremely mad, they just blurt things out, man. These devils are lying. I got the word for wrath in Revelation 12. It's Strong's G 2372 through most. Says forthwith boiling up and soon subsiding again. You see that a lot happening right now, man. You see tensions rising and then it boils down, and then it's rising again and it's boiling down. It says the wine of passion, inflaming wine, drives the drunkard mad or kills him with its strength. This devil is an absolute cancer to the whole earth, and yea, even to his own self. What was that? Which one of those Rockefellers was it that got 9 heart transplants, man? They're doing whatever the fuck they possibly can to try to,
It was
David Rockefeller.
David Rockefeller got 9 heart transplants to try to, elongate his life. That's what these devils are trying to do. With that great wrath, knowing that they have but a short time, they're laying down whatever law, whether it be righteous or unrighteous, decree, they're setting up whatever infrastructure that they have to do to just try to get that little bit more that they know that they don't have, man. They're trying to elongate their kingdom because they understand that regardless of whatever, regardless of how they feel about it, the Lord's coming back. They know who the Lord is, man.
Yep.
They know the name Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai.
The devil
They
believe in truth.
God, and they know that the men of the Lord, are established here, and they're calling you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans back to the heritage that we truly are. With all that being said, what are they going to do? They're going to lay infrastructure to shut up the word. they're gonna start getting, the apostles shall come last. That 2 Corinthians 4:9 spirit, man. They're really gonna try to come and eventually it's gonna be right at your doorstep. You got
It's y'all fault.
God, you got this 6'5" fucking Navy SEAL looking ass Edomite at your front door. You know what I'm saying? You got to come with him. Like, nah. We have to stand strong and still be circumspect because we're definitely in those times, man.
Yep. So, once again, that's why you hearing New World Order, through the Economic Forum or whatever you said them people, what is that what they're called? Was it the World Economic Forum?
Yeah.
All of them, you start hearing New World Order. New World Order, you hear it was, he said it, they said, who else was saying it? Obama was saying it. So if you start paying attention, we need a New World Order. This is basically what the New World Order is. They think they're gonna prolong their time to keep ruling.
Facts.
Isn't that in Psalms they talk about? What is it? Because they
Take their houses show.
yeah, that
And we're thought is that their houses should
they'll continue forever. Because at the end of the day, like the brother said, these Edomites know we got next. They understand 2 Ezra 6 and 9. They don't want us to rule. They don't want us to come back in the power because they know what that means. They know the things that we tell you, their future judgment is going to happen. Like the brother said, they're trying to we don't want that. Let's slow it down. Let's keep kicking the can down the road. And Yahushua's like, you only gonna kick it so long. Go ahead. Did your brother get it or no?
Oh, you wanted to
Come.
49 and 11?
Yeah.
This is Psalms chapter 49 and verse 11. It reads, it says, their inward thoughts is that their houses shall continue forever.
And that's their inward thought. At the end of the day, what the brother was saying, they constantly doing something. Well, let's do this and let's do that. Let's do this. Prolong what them prophets are saying. That's prolonging. But it's not gonna go. It's not gonna go the way they think. They know their time's coming to an end, which also proves too with them. Why you think they going off and they going to Switzerland and all these other countries with these deep ass bunkers? Which that's in the scriptures. Hiding from the Lord up under the rocks.
It says, and their dwelling places to all generations that they call lands after their own names. And if you go to Genesis, the 4th chapter and the 16th verse, going back to when Cain was forsaken by the Lord and he'll be a vagabond in the future through the whole earth, it says, and Cain went out from the presence of the Lord and dwelt in the land of Nod, east of Edom, and came to his wife, and she conceived and bare Enoch. And he builded a city and called the name of the city after the name of his son. So after them, he was basically banished out. And he says, I don't need the birthright. And since that very time, this devil has ultimately been trying to set up that infrastructure from generation to generation.
Yeah.
These elites, man, these what are they called? The Chaldeans, man.
Yep.
These devils these devils been established since damn near the beginning, man. They've been on that left hand side, setting all these things up from generation to generation, and through the reincarnation, every 3 or 4 generations. I'm saying that a lot, but every 3 or 4 generations, they coming back and setting up the same shit, man.
Remembering who they were. They've searched out the wickedness of their fathers so that they try to establish their kingdom. Likewise, we're searching out the mysteries of our fathers to speak into the earth. Yahushua is coming, man, and waking up the elect. I got one if y'all don't mind. This is Job 14 and 5. Sing is, and in which you gotta get this one in the KJV. You had it? But you can't get this in the GNT, man, because the Good News translation it goes off on this.
This is Job 14 and 5. It says, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee, thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass.
Yeah, man. This devil is set up to fail. The Lord only has you set up to do a certain job. It was to afflict us and bring about the New World Order so the Lord can shut it down. It was never for you to actually rule, man. It was like you thought, and nothing that you can do is going to stop that. You can throw a temper tantrum all you want, try to destroy the earth. The Lord's not going to let you destroy the earth. You know why? Because it's written in the scriptures that the earth abideth forever.
That's right.
You can only go so far. That's the reason why the Lord don't want you in charge, because you would destroy the earth. If I can't have it, nobody will. No, let me just get that shit back from you. The Lord's about to come repo. What is finish that off. There's still some more to that. Because you were only set up. You were holding it. It was never yours to possess.
Right. Reading on down, it says, 6th verse, turn from him that he may rest till he shall accomplish as an hireling his day.
No, let him enjoy his fatness, man. Let him enjoy his blessing. All right? Because he's only holding it. He's a hireling. All right? You're not the true steward. You're a hireling, man. You're not the king or the shepherd of this place, man. You're just somebody that the Lord said, I'm going to let this nigga hold it and see what the fuck he do with it. As soon as he fuck up, I'm going to take it out his ass.
Appreciate it. This is
No homo. Gotta say that in this wicked ass society.
Pause.
This is like it.
This is Job 20:15. It says, he has swallowed, Job 20:15, it says, he has swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. The Most High shall cast them out of his belly. So ultimately, Job 9:24, the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. Esau is ruling right now, but the Lord's going to take, he's going to take the throne from Esau, when he returns.
God, the scriptures say, at the height of his sufficiency, you shall be brought in straits.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, the elasticity of something has a breaking point. This devil has stretched out this band, and there's only like this devil's like stretched out like this rubber band of how he's trying to, elongate his kingdom. There's ultimately a threshold that it just has to snap. You can't go any more past this bound. And that's what we're seeing right now with the way these devils are in a scramble to try to set these things up. You got that devil
Noah Harari.
Noah Harari, man, fuck that guy. And he's constantly, saying that he doesn't need the Lord. Humankind doesn't need the Lord. They can set up these things on a technological basis. That's why it says, the pride of the heart that's deceived me. These niggas are so delusional that they think that they actually can deceive the Lord, man. That they can be the Most High.
God, this is Psalms 2:1. It says, why do the heathen rage and the people imagine vain things?
God.
It says, the kings of the earth set themselves, rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away the cords from us. So ultimately, that vain thing is that NWO. Basically, we gonna rule and, we gonna have you Israelites in slavery. We not going to slavery. That's their mindset. But that's not so. It's written that you nations are gonna go into slavery. Y'all gonna be spoiled. Right? It says, reading on down, it says, he that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. The Lord shall have them in derision. All right? And, these leaders don't understand that they're doing the Lord's will.
That's right.
Like the whole wars, rumors of wars, it's because the Lord is stirring that up. The Lord is working on the minds of these leaders.
Not that the Most High can't laugh. He's going to be doing a lot of it to us. But that really just goes into the fact that the Lord tricked you. He's mocking you, man. Like, this nigga think he's gonna get away with it, and in their heads they think that they're making all the moves, but the Most High is in control of everything. All right, if the Lord said that a bird, a sparrow, doesn't fall to, basically without him saying so, that just show you that the Lord is in control of everything. That the birds, man, they just go. All right, you think that bird planned this day out thinking that the Most High is gonna do this or that? It would have never flew if it knew it would have fucking died of heat exhaustion or what they call blunt force trauma, of how these different animals just, fall to their death or whatever the fuck. All right. Just like what does it say? If the good man of the house would have known in what hour the thief would have broken in, he would have watched. So, hey man, you would have been more circumspect had you known that the Most High, and the only way you can be circumspect truly is really just submitting to the Lord's will. We're circumspect to what the Lord has opened our minds unto, and understanding that He's in full control, man.
Right. I got this little brother of mine says, 2 Ezra 4:37. It says, by measure hath he measured the times, and number hath he numbered the times. He did not move nor stir them up until the said measure be fulfilled. So this is the Lord's movie, man. And everything is moving upon, like the brother said, on the Lord's time. And that includes their technological developments. If you look back 200, 300 years ago, they were using steam trains to transport goods. 400 or 500 years ago, they're using canal systems to transport water, and they're using mules to be able to get things between to and fro. These people, the technological advances within the last 100 years after the Industrial Revolution, which basically made it so where America, Babylon the Great, was able to mass produce a lot of things and really ushered in a lot of those chemicals into the society, man. The Lord has increased it like majorly. As it says in Daniel's, and knowledge shall increase. You got that?
Yeah.
Come on. As it says in Daniel's, knowledge shall increase. It's like, if you go back 100 years, a fucking computer used to be the size of a room. It used to be the size of this whole living room to fit one computer, and its answers took forever to load up. You wanted to Google something, Google didn't exist.
Nope.
And
floppy disk.
So now we see that you got AI, man. AI infrastructures that you can search up the answer like on PhD levels and know things in an instant. And that's the technology that this chip is going to be using.
Yep.
This is Daniel 12:4. It says, but thou, Daniel, shalt the words and seal the book. even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased.
Knowledge shall be increased. We got another one from Brother. It's Psalms 83:2. It says, "For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head." You know, that tumult is like an uproar. You know, it's only a matter of time before, you know, they're gonna start putting bro's pictures on the wall. You know, go find these guys. You know, to reward you. You know, we'll put 10K in your chip. You know, it says they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thine hidden ones, and they have said, "Come, let us cut them off from being a nation." And that's their disposition to do away with Israel. You know, they tried ultimately by painting over the artifacts, man. They tried by painting over us and pushing that Cesare Borgia spirit. You know, and saying, "Oh, you got to pray unto JC and shit." Like, it doesn't make any sense. They try to cover us up, but what is that? Jeremiah 17:4. We've been brought back to our heritage. It says that the name of Israel be no more in remembrance, and that's the only thing they could try to do. Going back to Cain and Abel, what was Cain's disposition? To kill Abel. Yep. That's the only thing that they could possibly figure out a way to do things right. As it says in Genesis, 4 and 6 as well. It's like in the GNT, it says if you were to do things right and make sacrifices right, you get things right. Roughly paraphrasing.
Yeah. If thou do his will, thou not be rewarded.
Like
if thou do his not will, sin lies at the door of thee.
I got it right here. It's in the NLT, Genesis 4 and 6. It says, "Why are you so angry?" The Lord asked. "Why do you look so dejected? You will be accepted if you do what is right. But if you refuse to do what is right, then watch out. Sin is crouching at the door, eager to control you. You must subdue it and be its master." And that's what this devil cannot do. He literally is estranged from the womb, and he does not have the ability to do right. Esau is so damn wrong. It's not even funny.
Well, he was created. He was created to do wrong. Because remember when Yahweh say out of the clay, out of the whole lump, one was for honor, one was for dishonor. What does the scripture say? What I've made crooked cannot be made straight. So that lets you know right then and there that Esau can't do it. Even if he wanted to, he just can't. Yeah, Mr. can't get right. At the end of the day, all he can do is be wicked. That's what he was created to be. What's the scripture when it says, make him out of the same lump? And then if the one to say back, well, why did you make me thus? Yep. Why did you make me this way? Well, y'all trying because I wanted to. It got to be, what's that word? Is it called an antagonist? It has to be a person, a protagonist. Yeah, I guess an antagonist is the person, the bad one, right? Yeah. So, and he had to be created. And that's just his lot. That's Esau, Edom. If the brother's going back, Cain, Cain reincarnated, Esau, Edom, doing the same thing, trying to kill Jake, or wanting to kill Jake.
Hey, it's I don't know if brothers ever caught that show Spartacus, but it was the second season, I believe, with Gaius Glaber, that fucking wicked motherfucker, fucking Spartacus put the sword down and hit his throat. Fucking slayed his ass. But it was one episode where he was talking to his adulterous, wicked ass wife, and she was just like, "Let's just be monsters." Basically, just like, why are we hiding the fact that we're evil? Like, let's just be. This nigga wants to be the devil.
But see, during Jacob's trouble, that right there, Yahweh is gonna let him be that. He's gonna take that chain off. Let him just run free. Let him just slaughter. That's another reason why we warned Jake. Hey, these devils about to be off the hook. Yahweh's gonna lean back and pop that collar and let that pit bull run and start chomping up shit. Basically, at the end of the day, because this is what Esau really wants to do. That's another reason why they're complaining today. What do they say? Black fatigue and all this stuff, because they really just want to go out and kill Jake. That's another reason why you have Jakes hanging in trees. Issachar too, so-called Hispanics, hanging in trees and stuff in different areas. Why? Because Esau wants to go back to that devil, that just slaughter and killing, because that's what's in them. And they're tired of holding it in.
Yeah, these other heathens too, man. These other heathens. Anybody got something?
I want to get this video in mind of going back on the other Job 20 and 23, going back to Esau. Even though these things are going to happen, and Esau's going to sit back and think, man, I got my plan working. It's going to work out the way I want it to. This is Job 20 and 23. When he is about to fill his belly, God shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is yet eating. So at the end of the day, when this devil thinks he got it in the bag, Yahweh Shai pops up. As soon as that fork comes to mouth, and he get the taste of that real nice steak, and right he bite down, bam, right out. It's like, you ever try to take a bite, somebody slap the fork out your hand?
There you go, champ.
Bam. I don't think so.
That Nigerian nigga, he's like, he's supposed to be like a trainer, you know, so he goes around, he sees motherfuckers about to
Eat something?
Wow! What are you doing, man?
And he's slapping forks and all kind of stuff. So at the end of the day, this devil has this thought that everything's going to work out in his favor, and it's going to make, it may seem like it is, but it's not. Because Yahweh Shai going to pull up.
I got one. This is Psalm 59 and 5. It says, "Now therefore, O Lord Yahweh, power of hosts, the God of Israel, awake to visit all the heathen. Be not merciful to any wicked transgressors." That's a lie. "They return in evening. They make a noise like a dog and go round about the city," like the crew saying. They about to be out here like attack dogs. It says, "Behold, they belch out with their mouth. Swords are in their lips." Because they're going to be ostracizing bros, man, or anybody that's speaking against the sea hipping, man. All right? Anybody that's whistleblowing that's the MOTB, all right? You're a crazy person. You're a loony. These guys should be locked away. If anything, they're saying that this is wrong and this is evil. Hey, man, do something about these guys. They seem like they're a danger to the public, all right? And it says, "For who say they doth hear." Like they said, how do y'all know this, man? Who can hear this information that we got hidden, man? All right, yeah, MOTB my ass. Get the mark. Put it up. Upload it. Yep. Hey man, we're bringing out these things that he is trying to hide, man, and he don't like that.
Also, too, going into that's another reason why you got the stormtroopers gaining more people. ICE basically. You got the stormtroopers out there. There's just more and more and more people that's getting on board with them. Because so when that time comes, that's what's going to be kicking in your door. It's going to be them. It's going to be also, you're going to have these, the nation people that's going to be over here. That's going to be pushing forward with the MOTV. Oh, did you have this? Let me scan your paper. Let me see what's up. What you got? You got this? And he's scanning you. What? Oh, you ain't got to snatch them up.
Your IP address, your URL, it's been determined that there was terrorist threats coming from you. And all you was saying is that the MOTV is the microchip.
Yeah. All right.
The UN troops. Yeah, UN troops, even when they opened the border, all those men, like, what happened to them? You got supercells are, like, they got to be activated. They're just waiting on that. All right, let's go. But quick precept, this is Ezekiel 21:9. It says, "Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished. It's sharpened to make a sword slaughter, it's furbished that it may glitter, so he then make mirth, and contempt with the rod of my son is every tree." So, Esau, he's out here preparing. Because he see all hell about the regular. Shit got to pop off. But Jake, worry about bullshit, partying, vanity. But I'm going to keep reading. It says, "If he had given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. The sword is sharpened and it is furbished." It's sharpened. It's being sharpened right now to give it into the hand of the slayer. And who's the slayer? Esau, Edom. As the brother quoted earlier, "Deliver me from the wicked, which is I swore." It says, "Cry and howl, son of man, for it shall be upon my people." All right, so you wicked niggas that don't want to get right, the sword is coming.
That's right. Man.
It says, "It shall be upon all the princes of Israel. Terrors by reason of the sword shall be upon my people. Smite therefore upon my thigh." All right, so really, and it said, "So he then be making mirth." Now's the time to lock in. Be serious, repent, turn to the Lord. But Jake refused.
Also, this is why you have Jeremiah 37:1. At last, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. And those that will be saved out of this are the elect, the remnant. Right. While the rest of you will be, Zechariah 13:8, 2/3 of Israel will be wiped out. Because you chose not to get right. You chose, as the brother said, you chose to stay in the world. You chose the bullshit. You chose to make Esau, Edom, your strength. And that's what we see our people doing. They run into Trump. They run down to can somebody give me Isaiah? Is it 31:1? Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. And that goes up on our people. So when we sit and tell you that we're giving you this warning, but we know 2/3 of our people, 2/3 is a lot of our people that are about to die, gruesome ways. The brother said that the sword is being sharpened. And when that sword gets to swinging, it's gonna be a sword slaughter. That's a lot of people about to die. Yahweh Shai said, basically, at the end of the day, it's gonna be what? There's gonna be blood in the streets, basically, and it's gonna come up to the horse's bridle. Do you understand that? That's mass death. And when Jake over here bullshitting and playing, like the brother was saying, you're not taking heed of what we telling you. So when that day come, and the brothers are, the brothers gonna have spiritual problems. Brothers standing off to the side, eating and being taken care of is gonna sit there and just watch you. Well, like what was the scripture? The man on the wall looks down at the woman in 2 Kings.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Lord, how can I help you? How can I?
Exactly, from the barn floor. Like, shoot, hey, you didn't listen. Hey, you got to deal with that.
And then he actually heard out about it. He was like, "Damn, there's a reason why I said that." He was like, he read his clothes when he heard the fucking account of this bitch. Like, you wicked ass bitch talking about fucking cannibalism of your own child, man.
Oh, yeah, and then these are things that we're talking about that are going to happen. So when you go into Jacob's trouble again, Jeremiah 30:7, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it." So that means we're telling you what we're about to see is something new. Ain't never been done before. Now things have happened in the past, but what we about to see, it's never been done. That should scare you.
And a trumpet.
Yeah.
Imagine somebody like how you see the taco truck out there actually selling fucking bodies, bro. Like it's normal.
Mm-hmm.
Like fucking cooking stew with the sign saying, hey, man,
Baby feet.
Got baby feed.
Yeah.
Baby pork chops.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. Pickled baby feet and shit like that, man.
Indian chitterlings.
Yeah, random chicklings. Oh, heck no.
Yeah, actually imagine somebody fucking cooking somebody's guts, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's stupid.
Yes, because it's gonna get that bad, because y'all gotta understand something going into that too. I know we went to different things, but going into that too, y'all have to understand the storehouse is about to be empty.
Right.
That means that these grocery stores, Walmarts, wherever you may live, whoever's listening to us, wherever you live, your Publix, Trader Joe's, HEBs, Kroger's, Sam's Clubs, whatever, they're all about to come up empty. So the time is gonna come where the famine gonna hit. And when that famine hit in America, you gotta understand, people are used to eating every 5 or 10 minutes, snacking, eating. You're not built to go without. These other heathens out there, they're used to going out 2 or 3 days without food or whatever. But here in America, people are gonna start really eating people.
That's right.
It's gonna be like the cartoons of Tom and Jerry. I might be showing my age. They show Spike looking at Tom when he's hungry. He turns into a big old steak. That's the kind of stuff that's gonna happen. You're gonna have people have them thoughts when they're hearing their babies crying and screaming in that day. Well, I'm hungry now. If the baby's crying, I can't take care of it. I can't do that. So I might as well just go ahead and kill it, eat it. It'll be all right because the baby's not suffering. Those are those thoughts that are gonna come to a lot of you people, women and men. After you eat your dogs, you eat the barks off the trees and the grass, and everything's gone. Then you're gonna turn on your own, and that's gonna happen quick. How watch my shadow spit the time, but that's some things that start happening. And Esau's used to eating people. If you ever read the book Delectable Negro, now they're talking about, when I look at Edomites on YouTube or whatever, they're going back to the raw diet. They will sit there, take a steak out, not cook it, and just chew and eat it. Don't throw up, don't gag, eat hamburger meat, just raw. It's crazy. So
now with the tartar, like the raw meat, like the ground beef tartar, they just be taking it. Liver, niggas be eating liver just like it's a potato chip.
Exactly. So that's letting you know they're in that spirit already. They in that spirit already, to the point where they gonna go ahead and do what they gotta do. At the end of the day, Yowana, he worked with some people, and I won't forget this. Yowana had told me, he said, the people were talking about, well, when the end come, they're like, what are y'all gonna do? They said, well, we got our guns. We're gonna just start eating people. Yowana looking at them like, man, golly, right out the gate. You even say, eat your dog, eat the fish, we already ready. We're gonna just kill people and start eating them. I'm like, dang. So that spirit is already on these people. So we're telling you the things that are about to take place before they take place. When we go to Jeremiah 30:7 again, you start to understand what's really about to happen. When I read 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, what's gonna happen. But it started at the top. When we first started was what? The things that are happening from the top, all the things, the effects of it, trickle down, trickle down, trickle down, trickle down. Now you come into the chip. Now those that take the chip of Israel, you're gonna be caught in derision. Because now you got the devil over you, and you was warned not to take it. And you took it, so the devil's gonna play with you. Oh yeah, starve them out, cut it on, starve it out, cut them on, starve. That's trodden underfoot. That's in derision. And they're gonna laugh in your face. Hey, you wasn't listening to those people that was telling you you were? You wasn't repenting to your God? Now look at you. Now we got you. Right. Matter of fact, the brother gave me Isaiah 30. Did you get it from 31:1? Come on. So let me take over.
So Isaiah 31:1, it says, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses and trust in chariots, because they are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord.
And that's going to you Israelites. This is going to you Israelites. Because at the end of the day, what are you doing? You're seeking love and you're seeking to go down to Egypt. And is he talking about Egypt over in the so-called Middle East over there? No, he's talking about Egypt, the government. Talking about the military, the horses, and all that stuff. You're looking at them like, oh, well, shoot, they got the power, they got the answer. But you look not to the Holy One of Israel that's talking to you Israelites, straight and plain.
They gonna send a lot of these Uncle Tom niggas out there to fight that war. Man.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, y'all definitely going.
Yo, y'all going out there and y'all gonna get shot in the face by these crazy ass Carminians.
Yeah, no, they ain't playing. They
ain't
good, they
gonna
good. You got a 7-year-old good with an AR, cat sideways, everything. Boy, knock your head clean off as soon as you get off the plane. It is what it is. Before you even say go, bye, gone. Spirit world, maybe.
They got guns instead of teddy bears out there.
Exactly. That's what they playing. They taking a AK-47s apart, putting them together as toys.
Come, they be playing with gunpowder casually.
Mm-hmm.
It was convenient that you said too. It was like the enemy should come in like a flood. Taza Bob went into it a few weeks ago. How that flood just completely engulfs you on every level. And as the brother's going to with the famine and the infrastructures, you know, everything that you could think of, you know, these devils are laying the groundworks to just completely, like an anaconda, man. You wrapped and you're fucking done. It's just gonna be a squeeze until you ultimately submit. You know, and that's what these people are gonna do. If you don't have the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you're gonna submit to the system, and everything's gonna be stripped away from you, and you're gonna sell out. Niggas sell out now, man.
Yeah.
Niggas is already selling out. What do you think is gonna happen when it's you know, striving into blood? You know,
Man.
It's quick to give up the ass, man.
come, bro.
That's basically what you're doing when you take that seat, man. You vitrified yourself to the devil, man. A man that is like unto you but less, you know. That shit pisses and bleeds. You're calling him God, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I got a little bit more to that Psalms 59. This is Psalms 59 and 8. It says, "But thou, O Lord Yahweh, shall laugh at them." So, hey, this is what's gonna happen to the heathen. This is his end. So why take allegiance and make him your power?
Right.
Thou shalt have all the heathen in derision. Because of his strength will I wait upon thee. For the Most High is my defense. The power of my mercy shall prevent me. The Most High shall let me see my desire upon mine enemies. Slay them not, lest slacking down. But you know, it's the point of that, man. All right. So we're gonna, hey man, y'all got it. Y'all can do it, whatever you're doing on your end. But we're gonna serve you. How about y'all shot? We believe that that's gonna pan out far better. Like the guy came up yesterday. You believe you have 100% truth, and we do. All right, I believe I have. Yeah, go your own way, man. Let the filthy be filthy still. Let the righteous be righteous still. Man. This is working. So, hey, we're not gonna fix what ain't broken, man. All right. So, you see the end of this guy who's constantly lying to you, and taking his narcotics and his different factions, and it never works. It bites you like a serpent will. And y'all still go for that. Yeah, we've learned from that, man. The Spirit says to never trust thine enemy. All right. We know how that story ends.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. I had a couple things I wanted to bring up, close out, if those don't mind. This is Elder Yashawama brought up, you know, how, you know, they're literally laying these groundworks under our noses. This is a Florida State Senate. The law of the Florida Governor Ron DeSantis as of April 6, 2026. This is a HB 1471 system of law and terrorist organizations. It says the law authorizes Florida's chief in domestic security with approval with the governor and cabinet. So this is a state, you know, legislative type of thing instead of a federal. And it says with to designate certain organizations or domestic or foreign terrorist organizations. So it gives them the authorization on a state level to be able to say, you know, this is a terrorist organization. You know, you can have a McDonald's and they're saying we don't like the NWO. That McDonald's, they can call that McDonald's a terrorist organization. You know, they can do it on an individual basis, which they're writing into their you know, their plans right now. The Elder Yashawamba brought up this term called an adversary intelligence entity, and that's what they're using as a basically a way to, you know, watch that nigga on like a technological term as well. It says an adversary intelligence entity is a cybersecurity concept describing any human actor, threat group, or organization such as nation states, e-crime syndicates, or hacktivists. You have a Reddit nigga, bro. You know Reddit mods that be sitting there typing up keyboard warriors. They can still be called an adversary intelligence entity if they're speaking against the NWO, which is really gonna, like the brother said, Jacob's trouble. They're gonna bring in that draconian law, very harsh punishments if you are going against the grain, if you're doing that which is against the world status quo. And you see how they're slowly ushering this stuff in. Moism, like when did it get so fucking popular to see this shit? You can't go anywhere without seeing Mo's now. You can't go anywhere without seeing adulterous women. You cannot go anywhere without seeing, completely just bugged out things. And they're doing this, as they say, set the new norm. Can we make it a norm to do these things? And that's how you know that this devil, is curating this whole pot, towards that NWO, man. But the last one I wanted to bring out, and hand it back to you, Rose, is this is from Dos Piach. That's his name, I guess, but Elias
Oh, yeah.
It's like BIATC, yeah, whatever. But the Elias woman brought this out. Is one of these whistleblowers is from the ICYMI. A controversial deal with the U.S. could fundamentally rewrite internet freedom as we know it. The congressional deal would trade the deregulation of artificial intelligence for unprecedented federal censorship powers. So they're going to take the state ability to be able to say what is right and what is wrong with AI and what they can do and where they can put them, and leave it only to the jurisdiction of the federal government. It says a high-stakes compromise is quietly brewing in Washington as the White House negotiates with congressional leaders to fundamentally reshape digital landscaping. Under the proposed deal, reported by Access, the federal government would strip states of their authority to regulate AI, efficiently halting progressive state-level efforts to hold tech companies. So they're not even going to be able to say against these tech companies. You're going to have Elon Musk say, I'm putting this shit right here and fuck you. And that's basically what this devil's going to end up doing all throughout this place, man. They're setting up that infrastructure to completely come in like a tidal wave. It says funding to reshape that. It says state efforts to hold tech companies accountable and restrict energy-heavy AI data centers. So even if a data center isn't going to be good for that specific economy because they don't have the energy infrastructure for it, they're still on a federal level. They're going to bypass the state's legislation and just be able to put it right there. Even if it is corrupt, messing with people. Then if they have a thing where they're starting to see pay people money to put like small data centers in their backyards.
Yeah.
It's gonna get so intrusive, and that's also gonna help usher in those 15-minute cities, man, to where they're restricting people, they're restricting fuel, they're restricting energy, and restricting food. And that universal basic income, which is gonna come as an accessory of the RFID microchip, was the MOTB. This devil is laying that groundwork to just totally trap these people, man.
Yep. And see also too, they say who controls your food controls you. And you got to also understand that too, in the fact that water, because those data centers, they need a lot of water. Here in Arizona, which they're building like Bob the Builder, and there's no water coming. So they're gonna start rationing water, and water's gonna become a commodity. And and that's what's gonna trap a lot of people too to push to take that MOTB.
That's right.
I saw this one thing. Apparently, Jeff Bezos, he basically said human water consumption is limiting AI's potential. So this devil is saying, to hell with drinking water, we need these data centers, up and running.
Georgia Guidestones, 500 billion.
Yep, and that's how you kill him. And see, when you go into that too, that's why the scripture said Habakkuk 2:5 that he is as death and is not satisfied with blood, basically. This man just want to slaughter and kill. Because see, at the end of the day, they can say this. You know why? Because they can go in their little bunkers when it's time. They can go wherever they're going to go. They're going to have water. They're going to have food. But for the rest of the peons, oh well, we got to get this going. I'm not saying it's right, but with Moab in China, they putting them data centers under the ocean. They looking at their people like, yeah, we'll just enslave our people. We don't want you dead. What good are you dead? We want to enslave you. We're going to put you to work. We'll still feed you. We're going to put the data centers under the ocean. They're going to kill everything in the ocean just about, wherever fish or whatever life is around them,
And I'm looking for that movie. I know the Elder Malcolm, he watched it. I know they had a cartoon, anime to it. Charlize Theron, and basically in that movie, they were basically taking anybody away that was speaking against how they were operating in society.
Somewhere Neo Flex or
Yeah,
Ariel Flex
yeah,
or
that's
something like
yeah,
that.
that's what it was
That's
called.
an older movie, something Flex.
Yeah. I was trying to find it, but all that shit don't really be coming up on the internet. But yeah, in that movie they were showing, because I think they ended up offering her sister because of that.
That's it.
As soon as you start speaking a little bit against this place or doing things in a certain, there you go, find out about people disappearing. They already do it now, but it's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna be against what's going on, man.
Yep.
And he's saying, well, shit, all I know is that he was saying that we weren't supposed to take this. Next thing you know, he was going, or he was found hanging from the ceiling. You know, that's what's gonna happen, man.
That's why the Lord said, the Lord ain't shortened the days, no flesh will be saved. Like the way this devil is moving, like it's just terrible. That's why the Lord gotta come back speedily to take this devil down. Because as they said in the movie, he's a harbinger of death. He'll destroy your land and basically himself. So
He will not only destroy his home, but yours also.
yeah.
Aeon Flex. That's
Aeon Flex, yeah.
Flux. Aeon Flux. That's the name.
I know something Flex or Flux.
Yeah. But it's funny because he'll put all this shit in his movies, and then he'll present that wicked government as being wicked. But now, in modern times, he's trying to tell you, oh no, there's nothing wrong with this. But even in your shows and your theatrics, you present that totalitarian society as being evil, man. So what the fuck are you?
Right? Yeah, and see, that's the thing. Another thing is Esau will tell you some stuff. That's why he show you in the movies, because you'll always think, that can't happen. The same as when the apostle talked about the MOTV, the RFID monitor. What was told back then? That'll never happen. Back in the early 2000s or further back when the elders was talking about it, what did everybody say? That could never happen. Esau was putting these things in their future movies about the RFID microchip. What's that? Total Recall. Not the one on Unfortunate, but that one and the new one with what's his name? Pharaoh. Colin Farrell. The phone in the hand and all that other stuff.
So the Ezekiel 12, it says, the people shall say this proverb, that the vision faileth, and they shall say this proverb no more. The Lord's showing that ultimately, man, things like what John on the island of Patmos said, and saw in the Revelation, and what the prophets of foretime which spoke, and these prophecies are coming to fruition. We're literally looking at the beast system, man.
This is 291. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. When thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then thou shalt understand that it is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And how do you measure the times? You measure it through the scriptures. You line up current events with scriptures. But that's why people don't believe, because they're asleep.
Yeah.
They think that this is for it's not in my lifetime. They don't understand that these laws, this infrastructure is being put in place under their nose. They don't even see it.
Hey, where it says it was preached unto us as well as unto them, but it not being mixed with faith. Now, if the Lord hasn't given you the spirit to see, you just can't see. Because it's everybody's seeing it, And when you ask every brother up here, the spirit of understanding the word and understanding that these things are so in the world is common sense, But to others, it's just not given, man. That's why we gotta praise your Yahweh Shai. Like, why can't they? Because you gotta praise your Yahweh Shai. Clearly, he's the one that's orchestrating these things this way, man. Y'all got anything else? And Lord willing, this has been an edifying lesson. Don't take that seed hip. Continue to strive on, man. We ain't got long to go, man. The Lord he's bringing it.
Yeah.
So with that, end it all. Give all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem HaKakodash.
Double honors to the elders and the apostles once again. Shalom. Shalom. Ball.
How do you stop this?
X. Should go X in the corners or top left corner.
Your stream will stop and end.